This your first time here? Yes. It's okay to sit in those two seats. All three of you together? Oh, okay. All right.
It's still connecting. It's still sending data. I don't see anybody connected yet. None of the platforms are connected. Oh, yeah, they are.
Everybody had a good week so far? Amazing. Nice to see everybody. So what I did, I ran on the sidewalk. Normally I run in the park on the dirt, but this
I'm not ready yet.
This time I ran on the hard pavement, and so it's sore right here, but it's swollen all over. Amazing. Yeah, I've been putting ice on it and stuff like that. So what? I have some, but I didn't know if I should wear it to church, because I think that Jesus wore socks. Oh yeah, he may have had sandals. That's what happened. Right. I just realized that. I was thinking that Jesus was black, and he may have had watermelon socks. How come watermelons are attached to black people? I don't know why. Don't normal people eat watermelon too? Everybody like it, right? But for some reason, it's a black thing.
Okay, about 30 seconds now. Okay. Joel's going to point at you.
Well, you can't miss him. He's in pink. Joel did his girlfriend give him that shirt just before she pushed him off the plane. She's like, oh, by the way, just before you jump, here's a shirt. Are we ready? Yes. Oh, good morning. Welcome to church. I'm Jesse Peterson. You can get involved by calling 888-7753-773, 888-77-JESSE, or go to our chat line, YouTube chat line, and I can respond to your questions or comments. I have to explain, can they see my foot on the thing? In case you see my foot. You see it? I have on watermelon socks because I love watermelon. Why else? No. Because I hurt my foot, and so I couldn't put a shoe on it. And I thought, oh, well, watermelon is pretty nice. I started to wear my other socks. I have like socks with the president on it, but I didn't know if I have liberals and Democrats here, so I didn't want to do that. So I wore the watermelon socks, and they feel nice, but so that's why. So how y'all doing? Amazing. Any questions? Wow. Yes, sir. It's a fellowship. It's not a preaching. All right, we don't do the hooping and hollering and all that. Yes, sir.
I was just gonna ask, like, did you see the Cardi B and the Joe Biden interview?
I did.
Yeah, what do you think about that?
That Joe did not know he was there. And he had no idea who Cardi B was. Mm-hmm. And when his wife told him, he fainted. He's like, what dog?
I felt like that interview kind of portrayed who the Democrats are anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Just based off that interview alone. So, yeah, I just
it was weird. Mm-hmm. But he didn't know he was there. Yes, sir.
I was wondering why BLM chants the name of the dead people over and over.
Because they're insane.
Well,
They said today is Kobe Bryant's birthday, right? And Kobe Bryant is like a tennis player. Basketball. He did. And I'm wondering, why are they celebrating a dead man's birthday? Why do we celebrate dead people's birthdays? Anybody know?
I do.
Why?
Because what you're seeing is voodoo magic.
Oh, that's why we celebrate dead people?
That's why they chant the names, and that's why they celebrate the death of people.
Oh, I think the only people that we can celebrate after they're dead are the presidents. Other than that, once you're dead, you're dead. No more birthdays. Now, I don't know if they're having them in heaven or what, right? But down here, you dead. Yes, sir.
Why them?
Oh, hold on 1 minute.
Why just them?
Who, the presidents?
Why just the president? Oh, my bad.
Because they serve the country a little bit.
That's it.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
This your first time here?
Yes, sir.
Oh, what's your name?
Bismarck.
Good. Thank you for coming, man.
Yeah, I came out here from Texas. Brought all these fellas to see you because they love you and watch you every day.
Right on.
Yeah, they like
That's
you.
amazing. Thank you. So this your family?
Yeah.
That's your wife and all those kids?
Yeah.
Somebody been busy. Thank you all for coming. I absolutely appreciate it. All right. Any questions for me?
Not really, just checking it out. It'll probably come later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions for me?
No, sir.
Well, thank you for coming. Do you guys have any questions? All right. Amazing. Well, thank you guys for coming, all right? Yes, sir.
You know, I've been thinking, I don't have a question, I have more of a statement. Do you think after all this is said and done, this chaos, do you think Christ is going to come?
I doubt it.
What is it
I
going to
wouldn't
take?
wait on that.
I mean, how can it get any worse?
Christ's been coming ever since I've been on earth. Christ was coming before my grandparents.
Yeah.
Christ has already come. He's inside of us.
But you
It's
don't-
funny how people waited for Christ to come, so they're not taking advantage of the power that they have within them because they're waiting for something else. When clearly the kingdom of heaven is inside of us, and all that we need is there. The new creation reality is there, and if we go within, we can live from there, and it'll be amazing things that's happening. But the people are still waiting. It's crazy, but I understand it. I totally understand it. But he has already come. All right. Anybody else? Yes.
Just pinging off of what he said. Like you say, everything is inside you. But what about that other you? When you meditate, that is trying to pull you away,
The
or
other
that
you?
not the
Did you say other you?
other, not other you, but the not you.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Yes.
be quiet, Mama. Mama got to help the kids speak. Go ahead.
The other you, the not you. Sorry.
What about it?
Yeah, like everything is inside, but is that also inside? Because it also talks. Like when you're meditating, you say, like, forget all thoughts, but those thoughts come up.
Right.
So just ignore those thoughts. and you should
Always.
Okay, just,
And then what happens as you're growing, they get further and further and further away. And then once in a while you still see them coming, but you can see them before they get to you, and they'll pass. And eventually the devil go and sit down and find someone else to deal with.
okay.
He really does. And then you forget that you should live in your mind. It's so weird. And the reason I know that is happening. You forget that you used to live in your mind, and you find yourself more present with God. And it's so amazing.
Okay.
And it's unfortunate that the Christians are missing that. And I was thinking how the fake Christianity is an imitation of what they think real Christianity is. They read about it, and then they interpret it, and then they act it out. But yet they have no peace, nothing is working because it's not the real thing. I was watching this movie I mentioned on the radio show, and it's on one of Oprah's channel. What's the name of that? Greenleaf. Anybody ever seen that? Oh, Greenleaf is about a church, and it's about this family. The preacher, the man is the preacher, the wife is the assistant, a preacher too. The daughter's the singer, and another daughter's is a preacher, and the son is weak. And the son is weak. You know how weak the son is. And everybody, some are married, some are not, but they're doing just like the world. They're having sex out of wedlock. They're fighting each other. They're fighting over the church. The husband and wife fighting over who's going to preach today, and they singing. It's a mess. But they think that, and everybody and the mama having sex with one another. It's just like the world, and the reason they do that is because they've been told that once you're born again of God, you still sin. And nobody's perfect, so you're still going to do the same thing. But it's an imitation of the real deal. And I was thinking, wow, because they don't know what the real deal is, they can't even act it out. Because you can't act out the real deal. Once you're born again of God, you can't act it out. There's no acting. But you can, the Bible thumpers and other, they can play God, so they can act it out on TV. They cry in church because they do like really good singing, and they start crying. They played, the father died this last episode, the father who was the preacher of the church. And so the wife is like an assistant preacher. Now she's the real deal. And so the wife is going to preach the final service for the father. And so she was up there preaching, and she was like, oh, Lord, it's time for a new beginning. Oh, Lord. And then the girls start singing, and everybody start boo-hooing. And then after they preached for a long time, they said, oh, the doors of the church is now open. Come on down and accept the Lord. And by that time, I wanted to cry. And then the preacher lady that was preaching her husband's funeral, her grandson came down. He has a lot of problems. He got AIDS and everything else. But he came down and he accepted Jesus. And it was over. Everybody was crying. My dog was crying. It was so emotional. And I'm like, wow, it's all an act. Because it felt like that real church that you get when you go to those churches. But it's all an act. But once you're truly born again of God, you can't act it out. Ain't no acting in that. It's so amazing. I don't know why I said all that, but it's all fake. What was your question for me? Oh. I forgot about the question. And so, like, the voices in your head is Satan imitating you. I mean, pretending to be God. And so what the Christians do, they read the Bible. Oh, this is why. They read the Bible, and Satan interprets the scriptures. And because they don't recognize God's voice, they think that that's God, but it's not. It's so amazing. That's why you got to stop overreacting to everything, because Satan will make you overreact, and every time you overreact, you get worse instead of getting better. So doubt every thought. One thing I know for sure, you got to bring every thought into captivity. It's not true. It's just not true. Your thoughts are not your own, and they're not from God. All right? Look who's here today. I ain't going to say nothing. No. No. Anybody else? Okay. Oh, yes, sir.
I don't have a question, but I just have a comment. I came here last week, and you was just telling me about, just forgiving the parents and stuff, and
Yes.
I did that. I did that last week.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, it was interesting.
How did it go?
Well, as you can imagine with the mom, she was emotional and stuff.
Yeah, his
And,
mama black.
Yeah.
Need I say more? Your daddy the one did that. I brought you in this world.
Yeah.
Your daddy didn't do. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So, she was emotional, just saying, "Look, I did the best I could and stuff." And like I said last week, I have a brother with mental illnesses.
Yeah.
And he been lashing out. So she just been like, I went and I told her I forgave her, but she was like, still distracted and talking about him. But, oh yeah, I hear you, but your brother, he just getting on my nerve and
Yeah.
and just like, I can just see. I was like, well, I did my job. I forgave her. Now she's just rambling right now.
Yes, right
So
on.
yeah, I just went and just cut it short, and she just kept talking about my brother. I was like, oh crap. And then like
You
I
should
think
tell her your brother, you're doing my brother crazy too. That's why he's mental.
yeah, I think she probably would have passed out if I would have said that. But
And
yeah,
did you go to your father too?
yeah.
Oh, how
And
did that go?
Yeah, that happened in the same day, but just that later on in the day, with my dad, it was smooth.
Yeah.
It was just like, I just told him, he was like, all right, son, all right, I got you. It was like, it's no big deal. It was just like water off his back.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Most, if not all, most adults and most kids do not hate their fathers. They hate their mothers, and they yearn for the father. That's why it's easier to forgive the father, because you really don't hate your father. It's so amazing how that, but the kid's been told by the mother, you hate your fathers. Or they identify with the mothers and they think they hate their fathers when they really just yearn for the father. It's so amazing. Well, good, man.
Yeah.
Now you can walk on water.
oh yeah.
Right on. It's amazing how all you have to do is really see that you're wrong for hating. That's the sin. You're playing God. You see that and you realize, wow, I'm wrong. I'm playing God. And you go and forgive, and you don't expect anything from them. They don't have to say anything, because some mothers say, some kids go to their mother and say, I forgive you. And she'll say, I forgive you too. Like, what? Why? And so when your mother say, I forgive you too, they say, whatever. I'm sorry for hating you. You're free. Just like that. And I know I asked her, I don't want to get into it yet. I will in a minute. About many are called, but few are chosen. We will get to that. But it's so simple, because what God does, he changed the heart. And when the heart change, everything, you wake up and then everything else just fall away, because you lose the desire for all those other things. And they'll just fall away. So don't worry about your pot. How many people smoke pot? Oh, 1, 2, 3. You smoking pot. Don't let your kids know that. What? Yeah. Why are you smoking pot? Did y'all know Daddy smoked pot? Mama, where's Daddy? Oh, that thing in there smoking pot. He high. Why are you smoking pot, man?
It's not high, it's medication. That's it. The body is aching sometimes. They need medication. It's not get crazy high or party high.
What kind of high is it?
They don't even never know. They don't even know.
They don't know?
No.
They know now.
Cause I'm being
That's why they're
honest,
looking
right?
at you. They're like, what? That's what's wrong with Daddy?
Try to keep it discreet.
But, so you just fake it when they come around?
No, I don't fake.
Do you smoke it in the house?
No, outside.
And
I
then
keep all my whatever negative, whatever bad habits I might have, I keep it to myself
Right
most
on.
times. 'Cause
Your
that's
wife
how
don't
you
even know
supposed
about
to.
it, right?
Huh?
Your wife doesn't know you smoke pot, right?
I do, right?
She does?
Yeah.
Don't let your wife know,
Why not?
because you're the head of your wife.
Uh-huh.
And your wife may come to you with some situation. You won't be able to help her. She doesn't need to know your weakness.
That's
A man should never, ever, but never, ever let a woman know his weakness.
I know that.
Because
But-
she looks
but
up
do
to
think-
you the way you look up to
Do
Christ.
you think that's a weakness?
A pot smoker? And that many kids? Yes. That's they need you. You need to have the mind of God at all times. And when you smoke pot, you lower your consciousness. And so if the kids have some real issues they want to talk to you about, or your wife has some real issues she needs you to handle, you're going to be like, yeah, I'll take care of tomorrow.
But I hear you. But ask them though.
That's what?
They're right here. Ask
Ask them what?
what you talking about.
Oh, do y'all ever know when Daddy is high on pot?
If they might have real issues, and I'm like,
I'm hungry. Take that to your mama. Isn't that right? See, let me hear the wife. Uh-huh.
I have nothing to say.
But wouldn't you prefer that he not smoke the pot at all?
I would,
Yeah. Have you ever told him that?
plenty times.
And what does he say? God made the pot.
He says it has no chemicals.
So what? But your wife needs you to be aware because she looks up to you. She really does. Yeah. And God is working through you, but you can't be high. You know, are you doing the silent prayer? Are you doing the silent prayer?
Yes.
Oh, good. Are you doing it? Let it have the mic.
Not in the way you recommend,
Right.
but I've been doing it. I've been doing that my whole life. I'm always inside. I'm always looking in them. That's why I found you. You know,
Right on.
that's why I can relate to that because what you preach is something I've always gone through, regardless of me smoking pot. I'm always a conscious being, always seeking all that.
And so do you smoke it every day?
Time,
What the?
time to time,
What?
time to time.
From morning to night?
No.
What do you mean by? What do you mean by time to time? And that morning to night?
Every now and then,
Oh, every once in a while.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir.
Well, try not to smoke it because your family needs you. They really do. And you need to be conscious because you're over your family. And they need to know that you're always there.
Yes, sir.
Because there will be things that's going on with them that you will see, and they may try to hide it, but because you have a high consciousness, you have the mind of God, you'll be able to see it and be able to help them.
Yes, sir.
So they really need you not to smoke pot. All right? Okay? So try to avoid it at all costs. All right? Anybody else? Yes, ma'am. Oh, and then here. No, you first. Go ahead.
Hi. So last Sunday, you had asked me if I had forgiven my mother, and I said, I think. But so
You said what?
I said, I think, right? So I guess the answer was no.
Right.
So the next day, you know, because I told her about you, and we were talking about church and, you know, your philosophy about forgiving parents, and I asked her, you know, have I forgiven you? And she just nodded no. And, you know, I took the opportunity and, you know, I forgave her, and she took it really well, and she just started crying. I know there's a lot of guilt that she carries with the way that she raised us.
Yeah.
So I do have another concern. I had shared that my sister and I are a product of an affair, and I was thinking about reaching out to my dad. And I was talking to my sister that I think she should do the same, and she believes that because my dad was not around, he's like a stranger and she doesn't need to do that. But I feel like I told her that I believe that's resentment as well.
Yeah.
So I guess my question is, she asked me if we could do it together, and I wanted to see what was your opinion about that.
Absolutely.
We could do it
You
together?
and your sister go to your father together?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they live in Chicago and I live here, so I wonder how that's gonna work out.
Can you FaceTime with him?
I hope I can reach out to him. I haven't spoken to him since 2012.
Wow.
Yeah, that was the last time I saw him. But I'm sure, hopefully, I can find him.
You didn't know that you needed to forgive your your mother, until she said yes?
I wasn't sure if I had forgiven my mother, right,
If-
or told her.
But you didn't know if you had told her or not?
Yeah, I wasn't sure.
What's wrong with you?
I
You
I
can't
think
tell
the
if you
pot
go
that
to
I've smoked
somebody?
has definitely affected my
What?
my.
What?
I think the pot that I've smoked in the past has affected my
See?
yeah.
I was
It
going to
does
ask you if
affect
you were on pot too.
I'm sorry?
I was going to ask if you smoke pot.
Yes, I did smoke pot
Oh.
before.
So
Yeah.
that's why you didn't know if you had gone to your mother or not.
Right. There's a lot of things that I don't remember. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you still see that? It messes with your brain.
It does mess with. Yeah. For sure. And
he
it's
thinks
interesting.
God did it.
Here's the reality. Like, you think that pot relaxes you, you know, it eases you, but you depend on it, right?
Yeah.
Supposedly. But I just praise God that like He has released me from that, and
That's
I
right.
have peace. I finally have peace. I'm not anxious to go and smoke my weed or whatever it is that I was doing.
What'd
right?
you do with your stash?
I'm sorry.
What did you do with the leftover?
The last time I did it, I felt like I was definitely disconnecting myself from God, and I just was not in peace, so I ended up just dumping it down the toilet.
Right on.
Right.
So yeah, forgive your father. What it is, we all have a natural energy that comes from God, and it just, you can work out with it, you can live by it, you get your work done, and you have it, just
Yes.
love and it's energy, but you're not going to know it if you're relying on anything else, really. But if you don't rely on anything else, you become more familiar with that. It'll become more alive for you. But yeah, absolutely, talk to your father, you and your sister.
Thank you.
Are you
Awesome.
doing the silent prayer?
Yeah, I started it last night. I really like it.
Yeah.
It's awesome. So I look
Stay with
forward
it.
to it. Yeah, that's my worry that I want to be consistent because I tend to start things and not finish them.
Right.
So I want to be consistent.
If you don't listen to the thoughts, you would never do that again.
Okay.
You will always stay with it.
Awesome.
Just don't listen to the thoughts.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Let me know how it goes. too.
Okay, I will.
All right. Amazing. Isn't that nice? Yes, sir. Oh, James, you have a phone for me, right? Okay. I'm going to end on time today, come hell or high water. I was telling the guys back there just now, we're going to start on time, and the engineer just burst out laughing. I haven't heard him laugh like that in 20 years. I'm like, Billy, why are you laughing like that? They didn't believe me. It's going to happen today. Yes, sir.
Jesse, I just
So whatever your problems are, you better get them out now.
I had a quick question. I was listening to the show this week, and a question about trying came up in my mind. You were talking to a lady who had a child out of wedlock with she's Jewish and the guy's black.
I was surprised a Jewish woman had sex with a black man.
You said Jesus was mad about that.
What?
You said Jesus was mad about that or something.
Jesus is like, what the? She must still be in the wilderness. No.
So you're saying, like, in terms of forgiving, women will try to forgive, or they will pretend to try to go and forgive. And I noticed that there's a huge difference between trying to do something and then actually doing something. Like he went and forgave his mom.
Yes.
And I had been building up to that, and I finally just did it, and I saw there's a huge difference between trying and doing. But what about, and then you were telling the gentleman, try to stop smoking pot. Is there a difference between trying and then pretending to try?
No, when I say try, I recommend that he be aware of it. So the next
Right.
time the urge come, rather than just go on with it, be aware of it. And so when you, let's say he go down to the store, he buy it, and say to him, all right, it's all right to do it. Just one joint. You're like, all right, I'm just going to do one. But if he's aware of what he's doing, I guess they still roll. I think they're smoking in pipes now, right? However they do it. But be aware of what you're doing. It is the awareness which is from God that we're taking away from you, the appetite. And then when he takes it away, you never want it again. So it's not like you trying. I want you to be aware. Don't hate yourself for it. Don't judge yourself. Just know that it's something that you want to overcome. And you have the light of God inside you now. And he would take that away from you.
Okay.
But if you try to make yourself overcome it, you just get deeper into it.
I experienced that because I look back in my life where, like at work, I've tried to work, but then I like pretending to work, and it's just. But it makes sense what you're saying.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You don't try. Of ourselves, we can do nothing. And of ourselves, we know nothing. It's the awareness of God that will change it. Really. We can't change anything. The more you try to change it, the worse it gets. But if it's something, especially once you're born again, whatever it is, you got to overcome. And there's nothing in life that you cannot overcome. Not one thing. But you got to have the light of God working through you, and he will cause you to overcome it. That makes sense? So if you're gay, just be gay. But don't, you're like, what? If you're homosexual or lesbian or whatever, right? You can overcome it. The world tells you that you can't, but you can. Because it's a spirit. It's a warfare between good and evil. And as long as you don't accept a wrong as a right, there's nothing you cannot overcome. Just know you want to overcome it, but don't judge yourself, because in that fallen state, you get into all kinds of stuff. Just wait till I tell you what happened in the women's forum. I learned something that I didn't know. I'm like, what the? And the ladies Cheryl told me to. Cheryl, didn't you tell me I need to tell the ladies? Thank you. We're not going to get into all the details, but Cheryl said, hey, Jesse, you told the men not to do a certain thing. You need to tell the ladies not to do it too. I'm like, what? I won't say it because we have kids here, but she was saying, we can hear, because she was embarrassed to say it. But we'll get to that. We'll come back. Right here. And in the meantime, James, we're going to call. Go ahead with the phone call, and then come here, Joel.
And I also have super chat.
Okay.
So first, Michael, first-time caller. Michael in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, wants to know if you can forgive without knowing that you did, and he's on the line. Michael.
The young man right here, too. Yeah. Michael, welcome to church.
Hey, how you doing, Jesse?
All is well, sir.
My question was really, I was trying to really just understand or if you could let me know the process of the whole concept of just forgiving your parents.
Right.
Yeah.
You want to know about forgiving your parents?
Yeah. So, cause I feel like I did it with my father, unknowingly, and I felt better. I felt better.
Yes.
And I just started watching your show, and maybe I've been watching for a month now, and then I'm thinking now I gotta go back and I gotta forgive my mom.
Yes.
And I was just trying to understand where did you come up with, or how did you figure out that concept of forgiving your parents?
You said, how did I figure it out?
Yeah.
Because I asked God. I had gone to church. I read the Bible. I did the hooping and hollering. I did everything. Gave tithes and offering, but I wasn't free. I still had this void inside of me. So I finally asked God to let me see, what is it? What's wrong with me? And he allowed me to see that I have resentment, because I didn't know I resented my parents, especially my mother. I thought I loved my mother because I had that emotional love for her. But he allowed me to see it, and to see that I needed to go and forgive. And once I did that, it was all over. It just disappeared.
Okay.
And the harder thing is to face the mother, because the mother, you came through the mother. She raised you. She turned you against your father. And so it's hard to go against her because she become your God. But once you do, and especially now that you have forgiven your father, if you got to hate, don't hate. All right, I'm just using it. If you gotta hate, but don't hate. But let's say you just want to hate. I just want to hate anyway, but don't hate. It's better to hate the mother than it is the father, but don't hate. And the reason for that is because the order of God, God in Christ, Christ in man, man over woman, and woman over children. The man represents the father. If you don't love your earthly father, which is the Son of God, whether he's weak or not, you will never get to God. How can you love God who you never seen and hate his son? So whether he's a weak son or not, if you hate your father, you can forgive your mother, but not your father, you're not going to get it. You got to love the son in order to love the father. And love just means don't hate. It doesn't mean you got to hang out with them, or smoke pot with them, or anything. Sorry, I didn't point at you. We have a lot of potheads in here. You'll be surprised. I can open up a pot store right now, collect the pot, and I would never have to go and buy any again. But God said we should love both parents because they can't help it. But especially the father, don't hate your fathers. That's why Satan used the woman to turn you away from your father, because he knows as long as you resent your earthly father, you're never going to be able to love him, and you will never have peace. So don't hate anyone, but especially your father. All right? So have you gone and forgiven your mother yet?
No.
And what are you waiting for?
Like I don't know. I guess I'm not sure what I should actually say. Because I know, like, so with my mom and my father, they were in an abusive relationship, and my mom, she's an advocate for women against abuse.
They always are. Have you noticed the women who are abusive is an advocate for the women against abuse? I'm like, what the? It's like the inmate running an insane asylum. But anyway, buddy, go ahead.
Yeah. So she she had an article, and I think I was in maybe the 6th grade maybe, and I read the article, and once I read the article, I just immediately I felt like I started to like hate my father, and even like so throughout. So when I was in 6th grade up until high school, I didn't like my dad. I really didn't really want to talk to him, and like even times when I would like go over his house, it was always some friction there between us. But I had to move with him when I was in high school, and then I started to understand my father, and I started to understand his mindset, and then we was talking one day, and then I told him that I was sorry for what I did, for how I treated him.
Yeah.
When I was younger, and I felt better. I felt better, and but now I started watching your show, and then I'm like, well, do I have to go back and forgive my mom also?
Yeah, you do. All those who are born through the woman are dying. Those who are born of the flesh are dying. Those who are born of the spirit are living. So you got to go and forgive her. And if you don't know why, just take your time and wait until you see, and then you go and forgive, all right?
All right.
Are you doing the silent prayer?
Nah.
Suffer and die. You got to do the silent prayer. No human being can help you.
Yeah. I think it was just. I think I was just trying to just figure out this whole process, and I think once I do that for giving my mom, I think I would start the silent prayer.
Okay, well, go and forgive her. All right. Let me know how it goes.
All right, I got you.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
No, thank you, man.
All right, you're welcome. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I had a pot story as well.
You a pothead too?
Recovering pothead.
Wow. I told you, a whole bunch of potheads. You're not the only one. Everybody smoke pot. Except baby Jessica Daddy.
I'm from Las Vegas. I came in for the weekend.
Right on.
And
what's your name?
Ferris.
Ferris. Okay.
So I came in to Vegas and just was like overwhelmed by like the amazing pot. And I started smoking pot all day, every day for almost all of 5 years.
The whole 5 years?
Yes. And I felt fine. Like I could go to work, I could hang out with friends, I could eat and go work out and just live a normal life. And it wasn't till the beginning of this year, I had a foot surgery done, 2 foot surgeries done. I was on pain medication and just really like a numbing feeling where I felt like a vegetable for a while.
Right.
And I really, after the shutdown happened and just staying home and really being isolated with my thoughts, I really started getting into the silent prayer, doing it consistently.
Right on.
Every morning, every night. And I was still smoking pot for a while. And then over time, I would say a few weeks went by, and it just started feeling kind of gross.
Yeah.
I just started realizing, like, all the smoke and cleaning this like garbage pipe and, the ashes and, the reeking smell that my whole house was having.
Yep.
It just started to turn me off, but I was still doing it. And then it got to the point where I just was using it just to go to sleep because my body was just reliant on having this chemical put me to sleep. And then one night went by where I was out pretty late with some friends, and I came home and I was just really tired. But unconsciously, I was thinking, well, I gotta smoke first because I don't know how to sleep without smoking.
Right.
And I just told myself, well, let me try to do it without it. And I put on the silent prayer audio. And ever since that day, I haven't touched it. And I had about an ounce of weed sitting in my house, really good weed.
Did you bring it?
So I posted.
Did you throw it away or did you bring it down?
Well, what I did was I posted on Instagram. I said, hey, I quit smoking weed. I have an ounce of weed. Who wants it?
Oh.
And about 30 seconds later, I got a ton of replies. And so I gave it to a friend, and I said, I just kind of stopped doing it, and I just don't know what to do with it, and I know you enjoy it, so take it.
Right on.
And he was asking me, he was like, well, because we go to the same gym, and he was like, I've been this all day, every day smoker for like 12 years, and after we started talking about like life and stuff, he's like, I don't know if this is the type of life I want to live where I'm just like getting controlled by this substance. And he was asking me, he's like, well, how did you just like one day just decide to stop? I said, well, it happened really slowly.
Yeah.
And then one day it just happened all at once.
That's right.
And my advice to him was, don't try to quit.
That's right.
Don't try to quit. Because once you're gonna like force yourself, you need something to occupy your consciousness instead.
That's deep.
So it was just regaining consciousness of like just how I was feeling, the world around me, what I was letting things and substances like control my life and control my just day-to-day living.
Yes.
And I started just to realize that I don't need those things. And I just feel like today I feel like more amazing than I ever did on any pot.
Right on, man. It gets better and better. What I want you to know is that God He's not holding these things against you that you did in that fallen state. He knows that you were in a fallen state, separated from Him, and you were using all these things to make you feel better, false gods. And so once He renew your heart, He's going to help you overcome that stuff. So don't judge yourself for it. Don't fight yourself about it. Just know that He's with you, and He will help you overcome it, all right? So if you got to hit one more joint, don't judge yourself. Just know He'll take it away. Eventually, it'll be gone. And you won't reach out to something else or someone else for anything. You'll find yourself just overcoming and overcoming. But you'll be free. Your heart will be renewed. Your mind will be renewed. And this old stuff will fall away. So don't judge yourself for it. You'll get past it. He's not judging you. He loves you. He doesn't judge you. All right? Let me do this first. This young man here. Yeah. What's your name? Brian. I'm sorry? Brian. So this your first time here, right?
Yeah.
So this your whole family? Mm-hmm. How old are you?
14.
Amazing. I'm glad you came, man. That's amazing, huh? Are you a beta or alpha?
I don't really know.
You don't know? Well, that means beta. No, I'm playing. So how is life going for you?
Good.
How are things with your parents?
Good.
He paused. Yeah. Is there one thing you wish your mother would stop doing? One thing. You just wish she would stop doing. What? So what?
Reacting out of anger.
She reacted out of anger? Give me an example.
So like,
She's like, what? We got your back today, so don't worry. Give me an example of what you mean.
so like one day I'll do like something and she won't say nothing, and then I'll do the same thing another day and then she gets like she comes mad or something.
Yeah.
And then she just like goes, yeah.
And I know what you mean, man. And do you tell your father to help you with her? Do you tell your father so he can handle it?
Yeah.
And does he deal with it?
Yes, most of the time.
And what's it like seeing your father deal with your mother for you?
It's like somebody got my back.
Right on. Yeah. That is so important to kids. That's why fathers are supposed to stand between the children and the mother so he can have their back. Is there one thing you wish your father would stop doing? Except for the pot. He didn't know about the pot. One thing you wish he would stop doing?
Not really.
Are you close to your father?
Yeah.
Right on, man. Any questions for me?
Where do you do the podcast?
What did I do? 2 podcasts?
No, where do you do it at? Like.
I have a radio studio next door. I'll show it to you. It's right around the corner there.
Okay.
I'll show it to you before we leave. Are you going to do that?
What?
Are you going to start your own podcast?
No, but I just want to see it because like I watch you and I want to just see it.
Oh, okay. Good, man. So.
Oh yeah. Why aren't you on YouTube anymore?
Because I'm a conservative, and they're banning all conservatives right now. But once the elections are over, we'll all be back. It's just temporary. All right?
All right.
That's a good question. I'm glad you're here, man. And so, I'm sure your father already told you, when your mother's acting that way, don't get angry at her. Just say, hey, Mom, you need to calm down. You're overreacting. And I'm going to tell Daddy. All right, but you stay calm. Because if she can get you angry, you're going to eventually take on her personality, and you'll find yourself getting angry more and more. And every woman you get involved with will be mama. You'll become the boy, and they'll become the mama. You don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So always speak up, but don't get angry.
Okay.
That's how you stay online with God and with yourself, all right?
All right.
Okay. Do you have a question for me? How old are you?
10.
10. Is there one thing you wish your mother would stop doing? Don't look at him, you're going to scare him. She's looking at rolling your eyes. One thing you wish Mom would just stop doing.
Stop treating me like a baby.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that. I just knew that. And that's a very good one. Yeah. So, that made chills go on me. No, you're killing him. You're keeping him in a baby mode when you do that. He is not your baby. He's your son for now, but when he become of age, 18, he's no longer your son either.
But Jesse, he needs me.
Not to baby him. He just needs you to watch over him while his father's at work. He just needs you to cook, iron, sew, and be quiet.
He can't dress himself without me.
He can't. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yes, he can. And he's too big for you to be dressing him anyway. Don't ever. Did you tell your daddy your mama tried to dress you?
Yeah.
And what did he say?
He says like, you can't dress yourself.
You can though. No, let him dress himself. He's because she's babying him. That's why.
In the winter he be wearing like shorts, and then in summer he wearing full like long sleeve stuff.
But let him do it. That's how he learn. Really, don't teach him. He'll learn. He'll see everything. Really, let him do it.
He was supposed to pack his own clothes, and he packed shorts, and we
Because
weren't trying to wear shorts.
You baby him.
the one time I give him an opportunity to do it himself, he doesn't do it right. So why not just do it, get it over
No,
with?
but let's say that he packed to come here. He packed shorts, right? You said shorts, right? It's hot in California.
But he was supposed to bring some dress clothes for church.
I brought pants, but she took it out.
See there? So you're absolutely right. So here's what I recommend. Next time she does it, just say, no, I can dress myself, thank you. Go make breakfast. All right? And I want you to lift your voice. Don't sound like a baby. Don't act like one, all right? And let your father know, and he'll help you deal with it. It's time for you to start doing that. You'll love it. So it's frustrating when mothers treat boys that way, and girls, really. He's big enough now. How old are you?
10.
He didn't, after 3 years old, he no longer needs you. He just needs you to cook, iron, sew, and stay in the kitchen and have babies. Really, just watch over him. That's what he needs. So he's watching how you and his father deal. He's learning by observation. And so if he pack his clothes, he has all winter clothes, he'll learn from that. That's how he learns. And you will never have to worry about him as an adult. Never. Just watch over him and be there for him. All right, that makes sense? Yes. Okay. And any other questions for me?
No.
Yeah. And so overcome that baby voice, okay?
Okay.
Yeah. Because she's been treating him that way, so as he get older, he'll sound like a baby. Yeah, so just start letting it out, yeah. All right?
Okay.
Okay. So next time your mother try to pack your clothes, get away from here, woman. And then she said, I brought you in this world. I'm your mama. That's fine. All right? And just practice doing it and don't get angry. Always speak up, but don't get angry. Okay. And don't let anything be important enough to make you angry. Let's say that she said, well, if you don't clean the house, I'm not going to let you play with your toys. You say, that's fine. I don't want to play with them anyway. Then she can't control you. But if you love the toys, she can control you with the toys. But just don't get angry, all right? Okay. All right. How about your father? There's one thing you wish he'd stop doing.
No.
Are you close to your father?
Kind of, yeah.
Good. Kind of, or
Yeah.
yeah? All right. Be close to your father. And don't hate your mother. Be close to your father. All right? Amazing. Are you a beta or alpha?
I don't know.
Beta. But next time I see you, you're going to be an alpha male. Stay away from anger, all right?
Okay.
All right. And what's your name?
Ivriana.
Ariana?
Ivriana.
Ivriana. How old are you?
12.
You're not sure?
12.
Right on. Any question for me?
Not really.
What's the one thing you wish your mother stopped? I know she get on your nerve. What's the one thing you wish you would just stop doing? One thing.
Really, no.
One thing? What's the one thing that gets you mad at her?
Kind of like he said, like overreacting.
Reach into the mic.
Kind of like he said, like overreacting.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to stop overreacting. Really. Because they'll resent you for it, and they'll become that way. If you can handle the situation in a calm-like fashion, just say, hey, when your father get home, I'll let him handle this. I'm going to tell your father. And they appreciate that even more so. All right? So it's same for you. Don't be angry at your mother, all right? Really.
Okay.
She can't help it. She's just like grandma. You met grandma before, right? Her mother?
Yes.
Isn't she a mess? She's like, yeah.
Yes.
So what?
Yes.
See?
She gets mad easily.
She get mad easily, huh?
Yes.
Well, that's where your mother get it from. She got it from her mother. And that's what happens when you become mad, angry, you become like the person you're angry at. And you never want to be like grandma.
Yeah, she gets mad if I don't scratch her back.
See that?
Like, she, like so, and she does too.
See that? See?
Yes.
So grandma would get mad because you want to scratch her back, and now mama get mad because you want to scratch her back, huh?
Yes.
See that? So don't get angry. Speak up, but don't be angry. Or you're going to get mad because your kids don't scratch your back. And you be like, oh, I'm just like my mama. You don't want to be like your mother, right?
You're not leaving me here.
She said she's going to leave you here?
Yeah, she said we're leaving them here.
No, she won't. You'll be fine. But stay away from anger, all right? Are you close to your father?
So.
So? Why not close to him?
She's rebellious.
Don't talk for her, mama.
Sometimes when he tells me something, I just kind of don't agree with it sometimes.
Right.
Like, so it's like on and off.
You love your father? I can't hear you.
Yes.
Okay. I want you to speak up, but don't be mad. Love your father, all right?
Yes.
All right? And you'll be fine. Because otherwise, you'll turn away from him, and life is not pretty when you don't love your father.
Okay.
All right? Is there one thing you wish your father would stop doing? Just one thing.
No.
No? All right.
He's more chill.
So what?
He's kind of more chill than her.
I bet. He's more chill than the daddy. Right on. Well, love both your parents, all right?
Okay.
Meaning that don't be angry at them. Disagree, speak up, but don't be angry. All right? Amazing. Are you a beta girl or alpha girl?
I don't know.
So what? Beta.
Oh no! I'm far from that. He is. I'm far from that.
Well, this is the last time he's going to be beta.
Okay.
Yeah, he's going to start speaking up. He's not going to let the mother treat him like a baby. He's going to dress himself. Watch and see. He's going to change after today. All right? Well, I'm glad you're here. Any questions for me?
No.
All right. I'm glad you're here. I was listening to Vincent James. You know who he is? Yeah. Vincent James is a podcaster. Am I right about that? And he said something, I just happened to see it this morning. Things pop up on my phone there. And he said that, and I wrote it down so I can try to quote him exactly. He said that white people are more aware of racism today than any other time because the way they're being treated. They're being called racist, they're being called haters, they're being beat up, they're being everything. And so now most white people start to focus on this color thing, whereas before they were not into that. And his concern is that he's hoping that there doesn't be a race war because of it. Because now that white people are more aware of that, they're starting to arm up. They're like buying guns like natty going north. And he hoped that they don't get mad and start fighting back in the wrong way because that's what the government wants. And I want to encourage you, because I heard that and I've been thinking about that, is that you got to start speaking up now before you get angry. Because once you get angry and you overreact, you're setting yourself up, whether it's in personal relationships, at work, with this whole stuff that's going on now. You got to start speaking up now, because you'll get mad and you do it in the wrong way, and the government will lock you up. They'll take away all your freedom, because they'll say, hey, see, I told you white people are racist. White people are this, and now you got this race war happening, and all of us will lose our constitutional rights. So you got to start speaking up. Don't be afraid to speak up. And I noticed that the innocent people are not speaking up because they're afraid of going to jail. And so you're being controlled with that. If you're right, and you know you're right, you speak up, they put you in jail, God is with you, you'll be fine. They know you are afraid. They're not going after the criminals. They're going after the innocent and turning them into criminals. So y'all gotta start speaking up before it's too late. In relationships, friendships, and everything, just don't be angry, and that way you'll do it in the right way. Because they want us to have a race war. That's why they're not stopping all this stuff that's happening. That's why you can walk down the road and just knock white people out and rob them and kill them and nothing's being done. They want you to be angry. That's how they get control of you. Even in relationships, when one want to control the other one, they either make you feel good or they make you feel bad. And either way, they have control over you. But if you just stay away from anger and speak up, you'll be fine. All right? So you got to start speaking up, folks. We should not be having a war between the races in America in 2020. This is 2020, right? Yeah, 2020. We've been living together now. You can do what you want. You can live where you want. There's nothing that stops you but you. But they're lying when they say it's about race. It's not about race. And they want that because they want power over you. And the best way to control a person or people, you have to demoralize them. Why do you think everybody smoke pot? They get everybody high. Why do you think men and women are living together without marriage? That's immoral. They know that's going to weaken you. Kids are being taught to have sex out of wedlock and before time. I was looking at Netflix. We talked about it on the show. They have these little bitty girls dressed like sluts. Yeah, just doing the twerk thing. Number one, why would their parents let that happen? And why would the government do it? The government is doing it to control you. If they can demoralize you, they can make you do anything. And the parents don't care. They've already been demoralized because there's no way I would let my child pose in a picture like that. It's just crazy. So speak up and be aware. You got to return to God, all right? That's why they got you high and everything, living together. There are men and women living with their parents and ain't married. And that's crazy. Common sense got to come back so that we can stop what's happening in our world. All right? Let me move a little faster. I'm going to end today on time from hell to high water. Did I see her head? And then I'm coming this way. But I think I saw someone. Oh, yeah. I saw her a while back, and then here and over there. Yes, James. Yes.
Yeah, I have a question to ask you about. What if you don't know your father and you can't go to him?
If you don't know him at all?
Yeah.
But once you see that is wrong to hate, that you're playing God, if you can't find him or you can't go to him, God will cause you to forgive him.
Okay.
Because you can't make it happen if he's not around.
Now, is it okay for a woman to go to her ex-husband and confess to him, or, to forgive him, to go?
For beating him up?
Well, for hating him, for, for
If
him
you
making
see
all
you
those
need to,
mistakes. Pardon?
Yeah, if you see that you need to do that, yes, absolutely.
Okay. Because that might release something like a form of a father, because he is the father of my children.
He's the father of your children?
Yes.
And you need to go to him and forgive him?
Yes.
And apologize for turning him away from your children?
Well, that too, yeah, probably.
Yeah,
I don't know quite how I turned him away, but I did something,
Well, get to know what it is and go and forgive and let him know his kids need him. All right? Mm-hmm. And by the way, did you hear the good news?
No.
There are UFOs. Mark has been telling me about the UFO for 20 years or longer.
Yep.
And now they're saying that it's true. Did you hear about that?
Oh, yeah. Well,
the government been keeping it a secret.
Yeah, well, I've known it. I've seen them. And I even have a song, a UFO song, so.
That's amazing. Well, don't sing that right now.
I said nobody wants to believe me. Maybe I'll sing about it.
Right. But yeah, I thought of you this week, and I mentioned you on the radio, that you've been saying for a long time that they were out there. The last time I saw you, you showed me some pictures of one.
Yeah, I sent you a picture.
Do you feel vindicated now that the government is saying that they're out there?
Well, I'm not really afraid of them, and I don't think they're from God.
Oh, you don't?
No, I think they're evil.
Oh.
Because I think if God wants to show you something, do something for you or whatever, he's gonna come to you and tell you. He doesn't need a spaceship to come or some vehicle with huge lights or, stuff like that, just to kind of freak you out.
Yeah, he won't put fear in you.
Yeah, so even if they take me or whatever, I know there's still a God and they could do whatever, because I know God's in control.
You mean even if the UFO take you away?
Yeah, I'm not afraid.
I don't know about all that. I'll be like, Lord, what's up?
Because I don't want to. I don't want to fear him.
I thought you loved me. No. All right, but anyway, they're saying that it's real. All right, so we'll keep you updated.
Okay.
All right, let me talk to Victoria behind you. Yes, Victoria.
I just had a quick question because I know you always say that we should get into politics.
Yes.
So every time you say that, I'm always wondering, what are your thoughts on women in politics? Because I don't know that I agree with that.
Women should not be in politics.
Okay, because
The
that's
last
the
thing-
only thing that I never have heard you say one way or another.
Oh, yeah. No, women should not be. It's not in a woman's nature to lead. She follows, but not lead. And so that's why the world going crazy, because the women are taking over. And just as they destroy their homes, the children and the home, they'll do it to in the government as well. It's just not in them. All right? So what? So what now? You're going to get shot. I know, isn't that something? I know exactly why women can't work. It doesn't work as leaders. There's one thing that stands out between men and women. Do you know what that is, Victoria? I talked about it on the radio this week.
I know for me it would be emotion.
Emotion.
And then making an irrational decision based on emotion.
Emotion, okay. Yeah. This young lady in pink, is this your first time here?
Yes.
Oh, good. You don't have your gun, right?
No, I left it at home.
I just want to make sure his prediction didn't come right now. There's one standout difference between men and women. What is that? There are many things that are
Yes.
different, but
I would just say that men are just stronger. In many, many ways, not just physically stronger. That would be what I would say, but.
Right on. Is this your first time here? You said yes, right? What's your
Yes.
name?
My name is Margie.
Margie.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Any question for me?
I know last week I watched the church service. It was the first time I watched it. I actually watched it on YouTube, but I know you were saying someone had asked about just becoming a Christian, or they were doing the silent prayer, and they said, what more could in living a Christian life do we do besides the obvious? I think the question was something about the Bible, and you had said, well, you really don't need to read the Bible, but for me as a Christian, I think through the Bible, God reveals himself through that. For me, I could read it, kind of meditate on it, think about it, and through the Holy Spirit, that's my interpretation of that. Well, not my interpretation, but from what I understand or from what I believe, that through the Bible, God reveals himself, like you were saying, through the meditation, the silent prayer, God will reveal himself, or those thoughts leave your mind. And for me, so I don't know if that's a contradiction of what the Word of God says, and I'm not saying you're wrong or anything like that.
Don't apologize.
Yeah.
Just
So
don't have a
that-
gun.
No, so that kind of was my question, because I agree with almost a lot of what you say.
Right.
But for me, as a Christian, growing up as a Christian, kind of in the church, falling away and then coming back, the Bible that's how God reveals himself to me. One way, not, so that's
When
my
he
question.
reveals himself to you, what does he look like?
I don't know what God looks like. He doesn't speak in an audible voice, obviously, to me. I think it's through the Holy Spirit. It's not.
When you say he reveals himself to me, what do you mean? That's what
Well, God is a God of love. I mean, just his characteristics, right? Or
Right.
like through the Bible, how it says God is a male, right? Or male form. I don't know
Yeah.
how to explain it, but that's one way that we know that God is the Father.
Right.
And he has these certain characteristics. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but
Do you have you're a Christian?
yes.
And do you have like, no. No, I'm playing.
This is my nephew.
Oh, your nephew.
Yeah.
No, he didn't say that.
Oh, sorry.
Do you have perfect love?
Do I have perfect love? What do you mean by perfect love?
That means no.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Do you have
I'm a
perfect
sinner.
peace? Do you have perfect? You a sinner?
Well, the fallen state, right? We
Yeah.
were sinners.
Right.
Then we come to Christ. We
Right.
ask him to forgive us of our sins.
Yeah.
We accept him into our heart, and the Holy Spirit lives within us. Jesus
And so
lives
do you
within
have
us.
perfect peace?
Yes.
You have perfect peace?
Through Christ.
So you have perfect peace?
Through Christ. The world. I'm not perfect. The world's not perfect. I live in this world, but
You are not perfect?
I'm not. No.
Are you a daughter of God?
Am I a daughter of God? I would say yes.
And so why aren't you perfect if you
Because
his
I'm a
daughter?
sinner.
You
Because
still sinning?
I'm sorry. Do
You
I?
still sin as a daughter of God? You still sin?
I mean, do I? Probably not on purpose. I'm not like out there, getting high or getting drunk or sleeping with men, or I don't do those. I mean, those are kind of the biggies, the obvious ones. But because we are.
What type of sin do you do?
I probably get mad, like my kids would probably say, get angry, or I don't know.
Would a daughter of God, once you were born again of God, is it possible to get angry again?
Do you think that because we've lived in a certain way for so long, habits, I would say a lot of it is habits, or that I didn't think this conversation was going to go on this long.
It's
but
so good, huh? It's so good, right?
But I
Do
think
you need your car waxed?
no, that's okay.
The number one guy. If you
Okay,
ever need a
that's
wash
okay.
for your car wax, call Samuel.
Okay, thank you, Samuel. I think because we live a certain way for so long,
Yeah.
that a lot of habits have to die. A lot
Right.
of the ways that we lived, those things have to die, and we have to be renewed in Christ. That does not happen overnight. Sometimes those things take time.
Right.
That's the way I feel about it. That's the way.
Can you be born again of God and still have anger?
Like I said, I think sometimes you have to break
Why do
habits.
you think that?
Because I just don't think it happens like that. I
Why
mean,
not? He said he could change you at the blinking of an eye.
Yes, I do believe that, but I
But
think
isn't blinking
sometimes
of an eye like that?
we do revert back to our old ways, and that's where the repentance and the grace and the mercy comes in.
So you said we do reverse back to our old ways.
Well,
when you were born of your mother, when you came out of the womb, did you ever go back?
Of course not.
So likewise, when you were born of the Spirit, can you ever go back?
So are you saying? So do you believe?
Answer that first, and then ask the
okay,
question.
that's. Can you repeat the question?
Once you're born again of the Spirit, can you go back?
No, I think when you're sealed by the blood, right? You're sealed by that promise? Maybe I'm wrong. I mean,
No, no, you're doing
because
fine.
I hear
Listen,
people snickering. And,
don't worry about these people, they're crazy.
okay.
All right, don't worry about that.
Sorry, that's my emotional side.
Yeah, don't worry about that
Okay.
at all. What I'm asking you now, once you said no, you can't go back into mama's womb, right? You're born once of the flesh, right? When you're born of the Spirit, can you go back?
No, I probably not. No.
And so then, how would you go back into your old ways if you were born of the Spirit of God?
I think that we're flesh and we're in this world, and we, like I said, old habits sometimes will come back, or the old way. I'm saying in the beginning, when you first accept Christ, this is my understanding, or the way I
Right, I
see
understand that.
Christianity.
Right.
That it's going to take time to turn away from the old ways and
Who
become
said
a new
that?
person.
Who said that?
I think the Bible even says that. I can't quote
Did
the
the
exact
Bible say at
scripture.
the blinking of an eye, or it take time?
Well, I think we become a new person in Christ, right? And sometimes those old habits have to die. That's,
No, if you mean like, and I think this is what you mean. Correct me if I'm wrong. When you say old habits, like the pot smoking,
no,
and sledding around, and all
I think
that, right?
I think it's more like you were saying, how we take on the mother's whatever, how we grow up in that environment we grow up in.
Yes.
Whatever that environment is, if it's not a good environment for us, or I can't really articulate it the way I'm
But
thinking
you're doing
of it.
very well.
Okay.
Yeah, you're doing fine.
So I think those ways, like the anger or the jealousy or those types of things, we have to learn how to not be that way. We have to
How
learn.
do you learn not to be
I don't
that way?
know, just-
If of yourself you can do nothing. And you know
by
nothing. How do you
praying,
learn
by-
not to be that? Yeah, you're
Okay,
doing fine.
by praying and asking God to change our hearts. That's the way I would do it, and that's the way I have been
That
doing
is
it.
so good, but so wrong.
Okay.
But so good though. But I totally understand. Been there, done that. But what happens is when you forgive, go and forgive your mother because you're born through the flesh, and that of the flesh, that was born through the flesh is of the flesh, right?
Well,
and so you're gonna live and do fleshly things because you're weak in spirit, right? You're not connected to the Father. But then when you realize, wow, I want to, I'm wrong here. I got to get better. And you start to ask questions, get to know yourself. You'll go and forgive because you've been born through your mother and she recreated you in her image. So you're of the flesh. But once you forgive them, you're now born of the Spirit. Now you're of the Spirit. So all the anger disappeared, the fear, the doubt. You don't even have to ask for it. It's automatically taken away from you because now you're of the Father which live within you. And so all those habits that you picked up in that fallen state would disappear, but your spirit is changed immediately. You no longer have anger. Now, I know some people still fall into it because they believe the lie from Satan, because they've been in their imagination for so long, but they are overcoming that. If they just be aware, they believe a thought, and they're feeling this anger, it's not real anymore, it's illusion. Eventually, you will overcome that.
Well, I think that's kind of what I
You
mean.
can never sin again.
Okay. Okay.
And what is sin? Have you heard me say what sin is?
Can you tell me what sin is? I know what my idea of sin is, or what I've learned through
What's
the
your
Bible.
idea that sin is?
Well, sin is just, it's separation from God, first of all, right?
It does.
Okay.
And what is it?
And it's, for lack of a better term, it's any offense against God.
Like what?
I know, right?
Isn't this like so much fun, huh?
It is. It is. I'm on the hot seat right
We're
now. It's
having-
okay.
No, we're on the fellowship seat.
Okay.
This is not a test. We're just fellowship.
I think it's anything that would turn us away from God, or anything.
Like what?
Like drugs or
Drugs
alcohol, or
doesn't
the
turn you away from
anger,
God.
or the
Drugs
jealousy.
does not turn you away from God.
Okay, well, a lot of the actions that come through that would.
No.
Okay.
Anything else?
No, I mean, there's a lot of stuff, but
Like what?
can you tell me what sin is?
I can.
Okay, thank you.
Sin is playing God. The one thing we cannot do in life and know God is to judge one another. We can't hate ourselves. We can't hate anyone. And anyone who has anger is playing God. They're judging themselves or their fellow man. And as long as you judge, you would never enter into the kingdom of heaven because you're playing God. And why would you want to go with God when you're already your own God, right? Which is Satan, influenced by Satan. So when you go and forgive, you stop judging. He take that away from you. You stop playing God because now you can see that other people can't help themselves either. They're in a fallen state. Satan is their daddy, and they cannot help it. So once you do that, forgive for playing God, everything else works out for you because you'll wake up and life will you become one with the Father, and everything will start to work out for you.
Okay, but I think my original question was about the Bible. Is it useful?
It is. I mean, it's just a roadmap back to the kingdom of heaven within.
Okay.
But you shouldn't remember the Bible. Because if you learn the scriptures, you now know right and wrong, and that's wrong. Because you already know what wrong is, you're in a fallen state, and now you learn what's right. And so Satan's going to play you with both loaves. He's going to interpret it for you. He's going to make you think that you know it because you know the Bible, right? But the word of God is in your heart.
Exactly.
The word from God is in the Bible. It's just a roadmap. It's not to be learned.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Amazing. See, that was fun, right? But why are you rushing to get rid of the mic so fast? Don't worry about them. They're laughing. Listen, did you go and forgive your mother yet?
I have not yet. No.
Why not?
just because I haven't.
So how are you a Christian and you have not forgiven your own mother?
I think that I really don't want to keep doing this with you, but I know that you said that we have to actually go to the person and say, I forgive you for.
I'm sorry
And I
for
don't
playing
think-
God
and-
with you.
no, no,
I've been
no.
judging you.
Okay. Is it possible to do that without having to sit there and say it to whatever person?
No.
Okay.
Unless you can't find them or maybe they're dead and you get to know yourself and you realize you couldn't help yourself, it will help you realize my dead mama couldn't help herself.
Mhm.
And he will cause you to forgive. Why don't you, God said in the Bible, it said go and forgive. Before you enter into the kingdom of heaven, you must go and forgive. He didn't say do it in the heart. He didn't say do it at dinner. Go and forgive. Why won't you do that?
It's not that I don't want to do it. I just haven't done it yet or had the opportunity or just, it's not because I'm resistant to that.
Right.
I understand forgiveness is necessary.
Yes, because unforgiveness is the nature of Satan. Anyone who has anger, Satan is their daddy.
Yes.
So you got to go and forgive, and God will. Don't ask for forgiveness. Will you do that?
Yes, I will.
You want me to go with you?
No, that's okay. I'm good.
Oh, you know she's gonna be a mess.
I don't think so.
Oh yeah.
I don't think
What do you
so.
think? You know her mother? Let me talk to your nephew.
That's actually my grandmother.
Ooh, so you know what I'm talking about, huh?
Yeah, it's they
what
have
up?
a complicated relationship, I would say, just from an observation standpoint.
Yeah. Is this your first time here as well?
No, it's not my first.
Oh, well, thank you for bringing her.
You're welcome.
Any questions for me?
No, not at this time.
So have you gone and forgiven your parents?
I have.
You went to your mother?
Yes.
How did that go?
I feel she accepted it, but she told me she accepted it, but our relationship didn't change too much. So I don't know if
Good.
we didn't have too much animosity to begin with.
Right.
I feel like anything that my parents have done to me as far as like unintentionally,
Yeah.
that's more of their problem than mine.
So did you move out?
I've moved out, yes.
Good. And so when you deal with them now, are you dealing with them as an individual, a man dealing with anybody?
I wouldn't say that.
Why not?
Because we have so much of a history together, I don't feel like I would treat them just like anybody else that.
But if you love them, you would.
Okay.
You would be honest with them as you would with me or anyone else.
Okay.
Because that's what love is. You're not trying to hurt them. You're not trying to put them down in any way. You're trying to point the right way by showing them love, being honest without resentment, without judgment. And then the kids will become the parents, and the parents become the kids. They need you to be honest with them.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Are you doing the silent prayer?
No, I don't really do the silent prayer
Suffer
like I
then.
should. Okay.
Why don't you? What kind, do you pray?
Regularly, I do not.
Oh, no wonder.
It's more of, I know what you've spoken on last week, where you say nothing's really that important.
Right.
I've really been following those actions lately. Not saying nothing matters is I don't take things,
Yeah, don't take it personally.
like I don't take things too personally.
But you need
I kinda
to pray
just,
though.
Okay.
Because that's what, the awareness is what keeps you one with God. So that when things coming, you can see it coming. It's so interesting. You can see where people are coming from. They don't know it. You can see what's going on. And I have friends of mine, whenever they get mad at me, the first thing they do is look away. I'm like, why are you not looking at me? I don't know. I just don't want to. I'm like, no. I know that they don't want me to see their eyes because you can see what's going on when you can look at someone's eyes. And they try to hide it by looking away. Don't want you to really see them. So you need to being the Son of God, you need to have his mindset. And in that, all things are possible. All right?
Yeah, I heard you speak to your caller T before.
From Alabama? What
Yeah,
a
from
mess.
Alabama. And
Don't even bring up T.
well, just one thing that was significant, what you told him when he said, I feel sorry for you, Jesse, and I feel sorry for your staff. and you told him, well, then you're playing God, so you're in sin because you're judging people. So I like you said, I don't see people, and I don't. It just really doesn't matter to me too much what other people are doing because I'm not trying to judge them.
But you still should love them enough to be honest with them,
That's
especially
true.
with your parents.
Okay.
All right. And if they they don't like the pain, but you still be honest, but they'll be angry. And then one day they may think about, wow, he was right about that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they may wake up, but if you don't ever tell them because you know the way now, you're not showing love. Just as God showed you, you found somebody that can point the way for you, you owe it to them. The world can't see, so you're the light of the world now. You're supposed to point the way for all people. That make
Okay.
sense?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome, buddy. Let me take this young man in the brown. He's been waiting a long time. And then the phone call. All right. What? I know.
Hi, so
I may just let everybody else suffer. Okay.
this is my first time here.
Thank you for coming, man.
No, I'm glad to
on.
be here.
How'd you hear about us?
My pal right here.
Oh,
invited
right
me.
on.
I came all the way from the IE.
Oh, from where?
From Redlands.
Really?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's a lot warmer over there. It's actually a lot nicer. It was 109.
Yeah, it's hot out
Friday.
here too, man.
Yeah, yeah. But so I'm a Christian, and I'm a Bible believer. The foundation of my faith personally is substantiated by what's in the Scripture, by the text, right? And I'm curious to know what's the basis of the idea you present that we have to forgive our parents if we have any resentment towards them, which I totally agree with. It's true for all intents and purposes. And because the fifth commandment says, honor your father and your mother.
Right.
And I've looked at all 10 commandments, and that's the only one that actually has a promise. And it says, so you can live longer on this earth, basically.
Right.
That the Lord God has given you, you know?
Yeah.
So, I don't know, I just thought that was...
What's your question for me?
And so my question is does your belief about, respect and honor to your parents and forgiveness to your parents hinge on how it plays out among people, like society, or is it a metaphysical thing? You know, like do you is it on principle or is it on the basis of action that you,
Well,
that
to
you
honor your
believe that to
parent,
be true? Yeah.
honor your parent means don't resent them.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you resent them, you can never know God, especially your earthly father. Yeah. And you're born through your mother. And if you don't overcome her, all women are your God.
That's true. Yeah, I never seen it that way, but
yeah,
that's
And
I've seen it.
so-
I've seen it actually. Yeah.
That's why the people who are born of the mother, they're dying rather than living, because the woman is their God. But once you forgive her, the woman no longer is your God, and then you forgive your earthly father, and through him, God will become your God.
Yeah.
And that's why, and that's what it means. To honor them means don't resent them.
Right.
It doesn't mean you got to pay their rent.
Yeah, of course.
It doesn't mean your mama got to come over and mess up your family. You know, it just means don't resent them. They cannot help themselves.
Right. Okay, thank you. That was very enlightening. Very enlightening.
Yeah, have you gone and forgiven your mother yet?
Yes, sir, I have.
How
Actually,
did-
my sister, I'm the middle child of three, right?
Right.
My older sister
Yeah.
had this. My parents split when I was around 18, and my sister had this very strong resentment towards my dad.
Yeah.
Towards her father too, you know.
Yeah.
And she was becoming very bitter, and there's a couple things. She married a guy that was my dad's age.
Yeah.
I think that says a lot right there.
It does.
And he's a police officer.
Yeah.
So that says a lot, and so I noticed her becoming very, like, a lot older emotionally, like
Yeah.
getting older, like just bitter,
Yeah.
And then she
Ain't nothing
is.
worse than
and-
a bitter woman.
And she one day made the initiative to actually.
It's like marrying tea.
So she made the effort to meet up with my dad and ask for forgiveness of him, and also to to forgive him the wrong that she perceived he did to her,
Yes.
to the
Yeah.
whole family by divorcing our mom, And I noticed her get a lot better from that. Like,
Yes.
she was able to, now she has a dog, which kind of, to me, is a pretty.
She has a dog?
She has a dog. She doesn't know.
A dog?
She had a goldfish. Like, when she tried to have goldfish, like, try to have an animal, something to
Yeah.
care for.
Yeah.
She would always flush it down the toilet because it would always die on her,
Yeah.
Like, she didn't have that, like, something was missing where she couldn't
Yeah.
empathize,
You're right, man.
And I think that's what it is, that she was in bad terms with her dad,
Right on, man.
And I've seen it play out. That's why it seems very real, like very real
Well,
to me.
I'm telling you, folks, once you forgive your parents, especially your father, life just starts to happen.
Yeah.
He will draw you into the kingdom within, and it just unfolds for you. And so you know how the Bible says that many are called, but few are chosen. If you notice, most people will not just simply return to the Father. They won't do it. They'll hear, a lot of people hear about it, but they won't turn to the Father. Some will, but most won't. And it's just because they hear that they should do it, they've been notified that they should do it, but Satan won't let them do it. They're so attached to the mother until they think that the hatred that they have is their own, and they will not return to the Father. But those who keep it simple and return to the Father, their life changes just like that. They become sons and daughters of God. But for most, Satan will give you all kind of excuses. Oh, don't do this. This is wrong. You need to read the Bible more, learn the scriptures, and all that. He won't do it, but for some people it happens. And in the Bible it says something about, I think, out of 1,000, one will hear it. Hear something, one. And out of 10,000, two. That's how few people are unwilling to forgive because they're so connected with Satan, and they don't know that Satan is interpreting everything, including the Bible. He's pretending to be God. So he gets involved in everything. And they're so identified with their imagination, they think that is their own. But then some will hear and they're like, wow, that makes sense. And they automatically just start living. Their lives start to change. That's why many are called, but only a few are chosen.
Would you say it's pride that keeps
100%.
people from taking that step?
Yeah, but it's the nature of Satan.
Yeah, of course.
Pride
That's what
is
brought
the
him
nature of
down
Satan.
from heaven. He thought he deserved more than what he did.
Yeah,
He was
exactly.
created. He wanted to be treated as uncreated, to my understanding.
Yes, and his children act the same way. Because you're either serving God, you're a child of God, or you're a child of Satan.
Yeah.
And all have sinned, so all end up becoming children of Satan, but then as they become adults, they start to wake up from it.
Yeah.
This young lady way in the back, and then Irma said, I got to end. I'm going to end it. Yes, ma'am. Is this your first time?
No.
I can't see you.
Yeah, no.
It's
This
not your
is-
first time?
No, second time.
Oh, okay. Any questions about anything?
No.
Did you go and forgive?
Yes.
How did it go?
It was great.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. Is this your first time?
I've been here before.
I'm sorry?
We've been here before.
Oh, okay. Where y'all from?
LA.
LA?
Yeah.
All right. Well, welcome back.
Thanks.
Okay. Yes, sir. Last word.
You asked, Victoria asked a question about the women in politics.
Yes.
You touched on it a little bit, but you asked a question but didn't really finish. So I think I know why they,
You said it wasn't finished?
yeah, you kind of didn't really.
About what?
You
About
said there's
women
one
running?
reason why women should not be in
Oh, I
politics.
didn't answer this completely?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
I have a thought on it, but
Oh, I thought I finished it. What's your thought real fast?
I think they can't handle power.
Oh. I remember now. The difference between men and women, men are logical and women are not. They're illogical. And so men, when you're in a fallen state, you have your mother's mindset and you're up and down about everything. You know exactly what women think and how they feel. That's why they can't make good decisions because they don't have logical, solid minds. That's why you have to, if they grew up close to their fathers, they would have it. But when you separate them from their fathers, they don't have it. Men, they don't have it either because they're in the fallen state, but they will get it. A man is logical, so when he's dealing with the government or he's dealing with issues, he's logical about it rather than emotional about it. He doesn't make one decision now based on how he feels and another decision later. He sees the right way to go, and because God is showing him. And that's why when men get married, they're supposed to stand between the wife and the children so that she doesn't turn the children toward her and away from the father. That way they'll grow in logical minds instead of illogical. All right? And women need men to be that way. They need their fathers to be that way. They need their husbands to be that way, their boyfriends to be that way. Something came up in our women's forum last Thursday. We had an amazing women's forum last Thursday. It was amazing. But the ladies asked me a question about, I had told men to stop being slap makers, right? And we got all into how dirty it is to be a slap maker, right? When the women told me the men are as dirty, the women are as dirty as the men. And I didn't know that. I thought it was just sluts that was doing that. But apparently it's a thing now. Ladies, don't do it. All right? The kids are wondering, what? Don't do this. Don't let men bring you that low. You know what I'm saying? That low. Y'all hear me, ladies? Yes. No. I cannot elaborate. Not with the kids here. But don't do it, ladies. That's not love. And men who make you do that don't respect you. Really, they'll make you do it and go out and find another slut to do it. Because it become an addiction like. All right? Don't do it, ladies. It's not love. It breaks my heart to know. And some of these ladies look like church-going women. I'm like, what? I was surprised. You know the sluts are doing it, right? But church-going women? So ladies, don't do that. That is not love. They'll really just have no respect for you, no love for you, degrading you, and all kind of stuff. All right? Sex was only made to make babies. If you ain't making no baby, there's no reason for it. Just smoke on it, all right? And the last thing, because I got it in. No, I ain't taking, no. See, James tried to make me take a call, and he was one of the ones laughing at me, and he was saying, watch, another call gonna come, and James gonna say, take the call, and then when you take the call, and then everybody else gonna have, of course, he and Chris. See how Chris laughing? So my brand new biblical question, does human rank mean anything to you? R-A-N-K. Rank. Am I saying it black or white? Black. Let me hear you say it. Rank. Does human rank, R-A-N-K, mean anything to you? And my friend in the white shirt want to answer that when we're done. I answered that already. Meeting a call, remember? Because I don't have time to get into it. That's why I answered it. Does human rank, R-A-N-K, mean anything to you?
0.
I'm sorry?
0.
0? And why?
Means nothing to God.
How about this, does human rank mean anything to you? I don't know what that means. R-A-N-K.
Oh, there isn't any. Well, no, I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
All right. We'll call my show. Is this your first time here?
Yes.
Any question for me?
No, I just wanted to see you.
I'm sorry?
I just wanted to see you.
Right on. I'm glad you're here. Any disagreements?
No, I agree with everything, I think.
Right on. Well, I'm glad you're here. So I got it in. Thank you all so much. I know I saw a whole truckload of hands. No.
You have to at least acknowledge the callers who have been on hold for an hour and a half.
Oh, thank you, caller, for being a part of the church service. We all been on call for an hour and a half. We just were not on the phone. But thank you, all right? Don't forget to follow, like, tweet, share, Sunny. Subscribe. And also, we're having our rally again in Modesto, California. Straight Pride Rally. Straight Pride. This Saturday in Modesto, California from 12 to 2. So it's up on our site, so please join us, all right? We're gonna need you there. This Saturday. I will be here Sunday because I'm going up. When am I leaving, James?
Friday after the show.
I'm going Friday after the show, but I'll come back Saturday after the event, so we will be here next Sunday. Is that it? Okay. And don't forget to donate. We definitely need your support. And we'll reach the D-Lives and Super Chats Monday, tomorrow. And don't forget, if you need your car wash or wax, Samuel is your man. I saw white Victoria. We have a white Victoria here and a black one. Well, white Victoria had Samuel to do her car, and so she was at the meeting on Thursday night. She's like, Jesse, nobody else does cars like Samuel. What's the name of your company, Samuel?
SCLA Auto Detailing.
SC, let him say it, because I don't understand no Spanish talk. SCLA, that's Spanish. What is it?
It's called SCLA Auto Detailing.
Auto Detailing.
Yes, sir.
If he wasn't as good as I'm telling you, I would not recommend him. All right? And if he ever does any of your cars or motorcycles, if he doesn't do a good job, let me know. I'll come back and tell you don't deal with him.
Jesse will give you your money back.
That's right. And don't forget, Victoria help with credit. If you need your credit done, all right, call Victoria. So thank you all so much for tuning in, and make sure you do the silent prayer. Do your hooping and hollering. If you're hooping and hollering, oh, praise the Lord, bless my mama, bless my daddy, give me a hug and give me a wife. Do that, and then calm down and know God, all right? It'll be amazing. So thank you for tuning in. And thank you all for coming. That was fun today, huh? Yeah. It was amazing. Amazing. So we're gonna take 5 minutes.